Hey, I'm back, and this time I have a new microphone. Anyways, I've been on YouTube since I was a jit, man. Even though I wasn't necessarily making comment, I was still watching and consuming a lot of it. And if I had to guess, it was sometime around 2008 or 9, around the time I was about 3 or 4 when I first started getting into YouTube and watching videos. Jesus Christ, that really puts things into perspective now, doesn't it? Anyways, what I'm getting at is that I've been on this website for a while, so I've been witness to a lot of things on this website. And one of those things that I've been witness to is Black YouTube and the rise of it throughout the years. Black YouTubers have always had a special place on this website, but now more than ever, there's been a large rise of them throughout the years, specifically around the mid-2010s to right now. And in this video, I'm counting down my opinion, the top 10 best Black YouTubers this website has ever seen. But before I do that, I do believe that I have a bit of criteria that I have to list off. Rule number 1, no streamers / no one who started their content as streamers. Okay, light tangent here, not the biggest fan of streamers. I always thought there was no real point to actually watching the streams that these creators put out when you can just watch all the funny clips that people clip from those streams and upload them to different streaming sites like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels at times. And even then, aren't most of these streams just YouTubers or just people in general just sitting at their desk and not doing nothing until the occasional funny thing or interesting thing pops up on stream? What's the real enjoyment of that? Now, that's not to take any success away from the actual people who've succeeded in doing this, like Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed, or any AMP members, because look, at the end of the day, they made it and I didn't, okay? But all I'm saying is that I don't like this type of content in terms of just overall consuming it. Also, even if I would put them on the list, I don't know much about streaming culture or any of these other people currently that do streaming right now, so I might as well not even bother in even talking about them. The second part of this criteria is how overall influential they are to the website. Now, influence can come in many different shapes and forms, but I'll keep these two things in mind when I say influence. How funny or memeable they are. Now, humor and comedy are two very subjective things and not at all a very easy thing to measure because other people might find other things funny. But this is my list, so I really don't care about that. I'm just going to put YouTubers that I find relatively funny and what they've done for Black people or culture, and YouTube specifically. In my case, what I'm considering influence here is how you're remembered by everything is all said and done. Will people remember you if YouTube were to shut down tomorrow? If you are, you're most likely going to be on this list. Now, the third and final criteria that I have for this list is that this is just my opinion, okay? From the second criteria on how I categorize influence, you can kind of tell that this is just a very opinionated list. Another thing I want to say about this list is that I tried to put as many people on this list in terms of what they do for their content. And what I mean by this is that I try to have a decent variety of them. Like, for example, there's an animator on this list, there's a couple gamers on this list, there's a couple skit makers on this list. There's just an overall a decent amount of people on this list that do a variety of different things. And that's how I'm going to be categorizing this list. Anyways, let's get on with the list. At number 10, I got your boy Swoozie. He's probably one of the greatest storytellers to ever grace YouTube. And if I'm being honest with you, Swoozie's just an overall very entertaining and funny person. And he really is an underrated goat of YouTube. I swear to God though, with the amount of stories that Swoozie tells about his life, you could probably guess that he's lived like almost 8 different lives at this point. Not only is his content very entertaining, but you can learn a lot from this man's experiences. He's got videos talking about toxic relationships, gaslighting, and arguing with a bunch of his different friends. Swoozie is really a pioneer of the story time with the drawing animation aspect of YouTube, along with other YouTubers such as Jaden Animations, The Odd Ones Out, people like that, including Young Don the Sauce Guy as well. So you just know I had to put bro on the list. Number 9. Slash. Yeah, you know what time it is, baby. Chris Smooth time, brother. This man makes 90% video game content. And 90% of that video game content is him playing 2K. And the rest of the 10% is just other videos in general, like Call of Duty and Minecraft. His best content, however, is his 2K My Career videos. This man's commentary on his gameplay is genuinely some of the best stuff on YouTube there is to watch. Like, go back and watch a Chris Smooth video from like 10, 11 years ago. This man's commentary on his gameplay is, mwah, it is unmatched. Like, just listen to this stuff.
I'm gonna make the ground shake for 40 seconds. I'm gonna be making noise for 40 seconds. Ha ha. 19-10. I'm about to turn a decent game into a boss game in about 40 seconds. Just waiting on this Harrier. I don't want my Harrier taking any of my AC-130 kills. Harrier's going away. It's AC-130 time. The ass clapper 130. I get 3 right to start. They're spawning on C. Ooh, 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 another multi-kill. I'm clapping ass.
This man had made autotune sound so beautiful and so hilarious at a time where back in the day, people absolutely despised autotune. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is talent. I mean, that single laugh track is just generational. Chris' move is just so goddamn funny now, so I had to put him on the list. Number 8.
Can this be? Have I been underestimating the power level of this dresser?
Okay, class, today I'm giving out extra homework because I feel like it.
Oh my gosh, Mr. West, are you okay? Are you alright?
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga. Yager. Yager. Okay, so who knows the answer to number 6?
Right here,
I do.
right here.
Right here. Hello? Caleb, what's the answer to...
You know, if you really think about it, Caleb City really shaped a lot of this generation's humor. The brother is absolutely hilarious, a pioneer of the Vine era, and is really one of the very few Viners to properly translate their craft onto YouTube. Compared to his Vine days, Caleb's content on YouTube is much more skit-based, with a punchline, instead of just a bunch of really well-placed slapstick like his content back on Vine. Which, the skit version of his content works really well on YouTube, surprisingly. I mean, I think everybody knows about his When the Hero is Just as Smart as a Villain skit that he uploaded a couple years ago. That's like a staple of this channel, and it also proves that Caleb could properly translate his Vine content into YouTube content. Caleb City is easily one of the most influential YouTubers of this generation, and easily one of the greatest this platform has ever seen. Number 7. Illuminati is an icon of Black YouTube. He's mostly a basketball YouTuber, meaning most of his content is just 2K videos and IRL basketball 1v1s. And bro, honest to God, this person was a super villain. He was always trying to start beef with people in the 2K community. Some of his favorite beefs at this time were with LSK, Cash Nasty, DDG, and Flight Reacts. Flight Reacts' beef, in my opinion, is easily the best content he's released on YouTube in years, ladies and gentlemen. The funniest part about this beef, however, is when these two 1v1'd each other in their rematch. And the stipulation for this match was absolutely hilarious. If Flight wanted to win, all he had to do was just score 1 point against Illuminati. And if Illuminati wanted to win, he'd have to score 10 points on Flight. Now, in this situation, you would think Flight Reacts would come out on top, right? However, ladies and gentlemen, you guys fail to realize that Flight Reacts sucks ass at basketball. When I tell you that Illuminati wiped the floor with Flight Reacts, I'm not exaggerating at all when I say this. Words cannot do this video justice. You need to go out of your way to go to Illuminati's channel and watch the Flight Reacts Illuminati basketball 1v1 rematch. It is one of not only the funniest videos on YouTube, and also one of the craziest in terms of showing how insanely terrible Flight Reacts' skill at basketball is, bruh. Some of his other content is his spiritual soul content, where he talks about how to be your own person and not to be a drone to other people, and also how to become spiritually rich. So is easily one of the greatest Black YouTubers to ever do this. Also, like most other people, his meme catalog is insane.
This nigga is trash. Oh, get him out of here! Get him out of here! You know what I'm saying? That's tough! Almost 2 million views. 200,000 dislikes. Bro, everybody love this shit. For a reason. Like, I have to honestly admit, this song is actually trash.
Number 6. There's something very special about going back to watch a Berleezy exposed video in the year of 2025. I don't know if it's just the charm of the 2010s or how really bad his camera and mic quality were back in the day, but they always feel so special and ethereal coming back to watch them again. These exposed videos were Berlizzi just watching the intro of a cartoon and critiquing it and giving it some extremely funny commentary alongside it.
Pause! What is that?
After blowing up on these videos, he would transform his content into doing mostly gameplay videos and still uploads to this day. That's not to say his gameplay videos aren't great either. His commentary is pretty solid and still very entertaining. I love the running joke that Berlizzi fans have where Berlizzi just kills off every freaking main character in a choice-based video game. And I just love it just because of how insanely true and accurate it is. If you don't know what I'm saying, just watch his series on The Walking Dead and Detroit Become Human, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Berlizzi will always have a core place in not only the black community, but also just in YouTube in general. Number 5, my boy Griffy got some of the funniest skits on YouTube. His willingness to push and test YouTube's guidelines is what makes his outlandish skits so amazing and hysterical. Some of my favorite skits by him are when they find out that one friend might be gay, where he raps and then says some very sus stuff in the middle of their bars.
Yo, shit, my nigga.
Bitches think they running shit.
Nope.
Like a track meet. But this snub nose will hit you where your tracks meet.
Ooh.
Stop your heartbeat.
Ooh.
Anybody can get it. I don't discriminate.
Equality.
A nigga will get his ass ate like it's on a dinner plate, flipped over, legs up, and then I penetrate.
Oh,
Wait.
God. I'm in shape.
Not only is he just really funny, but his wordplay is just great, man. There's nothing too much to say about Griffy's content other than the fact that it's just really funny, short, sweet, and simple. Number 4. So while I'm writing the script, I usually go back to these YouTubers' older videos to help refresh my memory of them. And bro, KSI has been doing YouTube for 14 years up to this point. Anyways, KSI started off this channel doing FIFA content, which going on back in the day, they got a lot of views. He then started to bring his family into his videos and most importantly, Deji into the videos. And that's when he really started to pop off. Ladies and gentlemen, this video, this absolutely dumbass video of Deji and JJ playing Eerie might just be one of the funniest videos to ever exist on YouTube. If you haven't watched it already, please go ahead and watch it. It's so funny and entertaining. Even though KSI's content is mainly FIFA related, he started to slowly expand his content into more IRL videos with other content creators and even famous soccer players such as Akinfenwa and Rio Ferdinand. What amazes me about KSI's content is how insanely consistent his views are on his videos. If you were to go to KSI's first channel, it is extremely hard to find a video on that channel that has less than 1 million views. I don't even think he has a video on that channel that has less than 100,000 views. And I think that alone is proof how much influence KSI has on this platform. After many years of posting about FIFA, he later then started to make more music videos, and after that he damn near never looked back. All the content that JJ creates right now is either reaction videos or making music on his main account and promoting it. KSI is definitely a GOAT of YouTube. He's got the numbers to prove it in terms of both views and just overall content that he pushes out on the platform, let alone the amount of years he spent on here. The reason though why he's not higher on this list compared to other YouTubers is because most of his content right now is just him promoting all of his other content like music and stuff, which in my opinion, it's not that quality content right now. Unlike the other 3 YouTubers we have on here, which in my opinion, I don't think they've ever really fallen off at all. And number 3, I got Cory Kenshin. Yes, Cory is not number 1 on the list, okay? Before I tell you guys why he's not, I'm going to go over the amazing qualities that he has as an overall YouTuber. His videos, extremely fun to watch. They're very entertaining, and Cory is a very genuine and great person. He makes mostly gaming content, and it's some of the best content in terms of overall enjoyment on YouTube, in my opinion. He used to be my favorite YouTuber of all time, and don't get me wrong, I still hold him in very, very high regard. In terms of influence, it's no competition, okay? Everybody loves and knows about Cory Kenshin. His channel having over 20 million subscribers is already proof enough. However, and I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but compared to these other 2 YouTubers that I have on this list, he's just not as funny or as entertaining as them. And like I said, this is very much opinion-based. However, one thing that's not opinion-based is that upload schedule. And look, okay, I can't give him flack at this time about it because he has a very good reason for leaving YouTube, and that was for creating a manga series that he's been working on for the past, year and a couple months. And don't get me wrong, I love that for him, okay? I think it's amazing that you're branching off from YouTube in different areas, like creating manga and anime. And also don't want it to seem like I'm hating on you, Cory, for separating himself from YouTube, because, I mean, YouTube is stressful and it can only do so much for you as an overall creator and influencer, okay? However, just straight up abandoning your audience and not giving them any updates on what your current situation, especially when you have a fan base as massive as Cory Kenshin's, it's just not okay. It's not okay for your fans, especially. Like, I understand that seeing Cory Kenshin upload after not seeing him or having any real news about him for like almost a year up to this point is exciting. It's amazing, okay? But you guys need to understand that not communicating with your audience is it's just very bad. Cory is extremely lucky for the fan base that he has and how they love and cherish him. Because if he was any other YouTuber and left for that amount of time and then come back, I promise you they would have left his ass a while ago. As a Cory fan, I'll always be a fan of him and his content, but I just want him to do better by us fans of the samurai, okay? And hold himself accountable by letting us know what he's doing or letting us know that he's going to be taking these long breaks more often. Again, I love Cory, but this is why he's number 3 on the list. The top 2 YouTubers. At number 2, ladies and gentlemen, I have Flight Reacts. There is no exaggeration when I say this, but Flight Reacts might be the funniest person to ever touch YouTube. He's easily the funniest person on this list without even trying. With all these other YouTubers, they're trying to be funny in terms of skits or just exaggerating themselves, but Flight is just naturally funny. He started off his channel doing reaction content back when YouTubers were really popping off from that, which, by the way, Flight is the greatest reaction channel to ever come from this time, next to Blasphemous HD. Reaction channels also got attacked for their content being lazy and stealing other smaller creators' content without giving any credit or adding anything special to it. But you know who damn near never got mentioned for any of that? Flight Reacts, because he was always actually funny and he always adds stuff to those videos that he's reacting to. After the reacting phase, he slowly transitioned into 2K content, and while creating content, he got into damn near a lifelong feud with Illuminati. And look, we already talked about most of it from the Illuminati part of the video, but I want you guys to genuinely understand how much this feud did for both of their channels, especially Flight Reacts. This feud is, in my opinion, like a top 3 feud of all time on YouTube. Not because of just the entertainment value, but how it just elevated these two's content to be the best that it could possibly be. And of course, Flight's meme potential is just through the charts, bro. He has had so many generational memes throughout the years, and it's just insane.
Huh. But hold up. This video was titled with superstars. I know they're not calling Gobert a fucking superstar, bro. What the fuck? He's a super casual, if anything, man. Who the fuck?
Another one of Flight's greatest attributes is as a content creator is that he's just always been relevant. He's never genuinely fallen off and always found different ways to revolutionize his content. He's one of the very few YouTubers that I can genuinely say has been relevant for the past 10 years and still counting. I generally don't think Flight will ever fall off, and he's one of the greatest YouTubers of all time, let alone black YouTubers. So if Cory Kenshin was number 3 and Flight Reacts was number 2, then who the hell could possibly be number 1 on the greatest black YouTubers of all time? Oh, who am I kidding? You guys already know who it is. Roll the damn clip. What else is there possibly to say about RDC World that hasn't been said before? They're hilarious, they make amazing content, and their influence is probably the greatest on this list. For one, they made anime mainstream, and sure, you could argue the fact that it just became more mainstream over time, but I firmly believe that RDC World's video of when people take anime too far is what opened people's eyes to anime, because you can't even lie, bruh. Before 2016 or 2017, people did not like anime, and it's especially had a negative connotation or a negative view from the black culture. So this video, not only opening it up to black people, but just the overall mainstream in general. They also created DreamCon, which is a convention for anyone to share all these special interests of their stuff, whether that be anime, video games, or just other interests in general, with other like-minded people to share it with, which has been extremely successful almost every year starting in 2018. There was no way that RDC World 1 was not going to become #1 on this list based alone on their influence on black culture. But now let's talk about their actual content. We already talked about when people take anime too far and its significance on the channel, but I want to talk about the LeBron skits during his skit at the Cavaliers. Watching Mark Phillips play as LeBron yelling at his other teammates might be some of the funny stuff that I've seen on YouTube. RDC is easily one of the greatest YouTube groups and just greatest YouTubers to ever exist. It's as simple as that. So this was my video on the top 10 black YouTubers of all time. And what I wanted to do is highlight all of the black YouTubers throughout history, in my opinion, that has made some of the greatest cultural impacts on YouTube in general. And these legends of YouTube should never be forgotten. And that's all I wanted to show with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video when I figure out something I want to talk about.